Huh?
I'm gonna finish this ice cream sandwich. I can run the trailer.
Set my stream.
All right, let's test this download speed.
Right. I have a quote for Archmon to use the next time he is in serious mode. One of my coworkers said this the other day. Heavy is the hand that holds the clipboard. And I immediately thought about Archmon.
Whoa!
It's beautiful.
Right.
Reminds me more of Archmon's mom, actually.
The quote
Uh-huh.
is funny.
But of course, where does he get it from?
Yeah. I forgot that she is like a pretty serious businesswoman.
She's a very serious businesswoman.
The cheese getting laid over the burger is always such a great final touch. Like, that looks delightful.
It's the finishing touch. That's why it's the last.
Although I will say it's a already cooked patty with a cold piece of cheese getting put on top, or room temperature piece of cheese getting put on top. Like, melt
So
that
sometimes-
sumbitch over the top. Melt it.
So American cheese, like sometimes the heat of the patty alone is enough to do it.
That shit'll melt if you breathe on it hard enough.
I need a little. I need a
Right.
little bit. It's a mostly cooked patty, and then you slap that sumbitch on top for just a bit.
Laughing.
Ray, do you have anything to add?
I feel like I'm gonna make some people mad.
Wow.
Are those
I
people
am
who regularly feed you tri-tip?
no. I'm a big fan of cold cheese on a hot burger. But like
I like it, yeah.
That's great.
yeah, like a good thick slice of cheddar cheese
Mhm.
cold on a hot burger.
It can be
It
good.
just gets a little bit melty on the outside, but it's still like pretty
When we
firm when you
did,
bite into it.
The
It doesn't
shredded
work with
cheddar.
American, but
No, cold American cheese is
Yeah.
gross.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but like yeah,
Absolutely
absolutely
loves
cheddar.
American cheese.
No, thank you. Hard pass. Run away. I do not like. But we did shredded cheddar cheese cold on the pulled pork sliders, and holy shit, it was good.
no. Ooh, yeah.
We would put added a little bit of onion crispies on it and pickles, and it crunched. It was soft and it crunched. It's good.
Sounds amazing.
Yeah, I want to make that again, but it took like 15 hours or more. It was fucking crazy how long that took. It went from the smoker all day outside into the oven, in which I didn't put a bottom to it, so it leaked out of the tin foil. So we had to take it out of the oven into the crock pot.
Oh God. Just a comedy of errors.
Yeah,
We learned a lot.
Yeah.
it still turned out really fucking good. It also, I now know that I think after a certain amount of time on the smoker, you could just throw it in the crock pot and it's gonna stay like the smoky flavor is gonna be there.
Oh, that's cool.
So I don't need to be outside all day.
You could also just put it in a crock pot with liquid smoke and get.
Ooh.
No?
Liquid smoke is chemical tasting if you don't balance it just right, and you can't get any
Oh.
like. There's different woods for different flavors, and so liquid smoke is just whatever the smoke flavor is. I don't even know what they're trying to go for. I guess
Never
maybe you
mind.
try
I've
different
never cooked
flavors.
with liquid smoke, so I was just kind of taking a shot in the dark there. But if you probably know
rough.
more than I do. Yeah.
It is pretty rank. I'm trying to think of a good equivalent. But I'm struggling because it's so uniquely awful.
Have you?
Like a really bad cocktail sauce that like has no horseradish in it, where it just tastes like ketchup.
Mm.
I'm much meaner than that with liquid smoke.
Well,
Eh.
fine, then take it away.
Have you ever
Off.
been in a room and somebody has been smoking, and you know you walk in there and you get that thing in the back of your throat, like that flavor of like, oh, whatever was smoking in here is awful. That
Ew.
I'll agree
it
with that.
is disgusting.
You ever
It's
had something
supposedly hickory.
smoked? Is it hickory? Have you ever had something smoked that shouldn't have been smoked? And it just tastes like chemical?
No.
Well, I can smoke a tortilla if you'd like to try
No.
it sometime.
I'd rather not.
Why are we ruining?
Okay. If you're talking about anything, I have burned my fingernails and eyelashes before with a butane lighter, and the smell was awful. So
Yeah.
I imagine that's probably what you're talking about.
It's the taste version of the smell of burnt eyeliner
Eh.
or
Oh.
eyelashes.
I don't know if
Gross.
it's that bad, but it's still pretty bad.
Okay, so before we get started, as the party is bundling up and figuring out their supplies and playing around with the brand new sled, out of curiosity, the sled can host up to 6 animals. How many animals are we tying to the sled?
Definitely Lil Spirit and you.
Time. We have a sled?
Yes, Archmon's mom offered to pay for some of the materials that you were going to need for making the trek up the mountain. Because you have such a large party. The sled's going to help you guys with supplies. It's less of a you guys driving it sled and more of like a cart and wagon situation, because you're not going to be able to forage on the mountain very easily. It's not a forgiving space. So it's mostly for
That makes
carrying
sense.
shit. And one person can drive it.
I mean, if they get along well enough, I mean, I'd love for Trips to be on there.
Yeah, Chips will be on there.
I don't know how him and you feel with one another. I suppose they've been around each other for a bit of time now, but
Yeah, they play just like cats and dogs might play. Like every once in a while, one will bap the other one too hard, and be like, "Mommy hit me!" Like, it's just like, it's not my fault. You're a bitch. Like,
wow.
you is kind of a soft boy. He's definitely a little bit of a
Yeah.
softie, and he's
when
not,
I found him, he was on death's door. Like,
he was
give him some
very
space.
poorly fed and was kind of on his last legs, and so he's a bit of a crybaby sometimes who needs his mama. And Trips is just a roughhouse boy who grew up in some not great living conditions as well, and has been in captivity for a while where people are fighting way rougher. So like, it's just sort of like, it's not like he's being mean necessarily. This is what he knows. This is how you. Did you ever watch Lion King 2: Simba's Pride?
Yes.
Yeah.
And like, Kovu has kind of a hard time understanding Simba's daughter's version of play, because his version of play is we're gonna beat the shit out of each other until one of us is crying.
Yeah.
That sounds fun.
Meanwhile, she's like, "Tag, you're it." And he's like, "What the fuck?" He's a little confused. There's a bit of a difference in upbringing, but he doesn't mean anything bad by it.
Tag, you're it. Die.
Rail probably babies do a little bit too much.
Right,
Also,
I was gonna say he was
very
absolutely
protective of
baby.
you.
While everyone is working together to sort of assemble and get your items in order, Call, was there something you wanted to do?
Yeah. Call will kind of look for a moment and then quietly approach Arkmon and Tyke. And he'll ask them both for a word in private.
Ooh, private.
Kind of like looks around like, yeah. I suppose we're not in any kind of rush right now. Sure. What's up? What's going on, big man?
I'm going to say something. And before I do, I want to acknowledge that I'm not typically very good with these things. So, I want you to know that I think of you both as friends, and I respect you both. But how much have you thought out Ike coming along with us?
I mean, as far as the situation that either it was leaving her behind right now, which might not be. I don't know. It seems like there's a lot of peril in Moag right now. And the idea that she was that close to being Ravnica without us even knowing under our nose felt like the right thing to do. I knew she could handle herself. Probably a lot more than you'd ever expect.
Are you sure about that?
I'm positive.
I know that you think the safest place for her might be at your side. But do you think that Tyke would have been okay when we were fighting the werewolves? Or the Bashir? Or the Black Dragon? Or Nadar? Have you stopped to consider what you would do if something were to happen to her?
So she's gonna cross her arms at this point, and kind of like look up at you, and shift her posture, as with. Go ahead and roll me an insight check.
All right.
Can I roll it too?
Oh yeah, you could do so with advantage.
Probably pissed her off.
Probably.
How
13.
else can I tell? 14.
With a 14, you were able to tell. With a 13 Call, you're not sure. You think that maybe she's just frustrated, but she'll get over it, clearly. Arkmon, you get the sense that she's like on that edge of like about to maybe be angry.
Tyke, I mean this with affection and respect. You know how to take care of yourself. You did well in infiltrating the Sunite Temple, but are you prepared for open combat? Are you ready to kill someone or something that will kill you if you don't? And are you prepared to see Arkmon die?
Can I ask you something?
Oof.
What is it
What?
about me that makes you think that I can't?
What I see are two young people who care about each other quite a bit. And Call will just kind of like go quiet for a second and just like you can see him gnash his teeth a little, but it's
you can feel the
from
sword
him trying to
getting
like
heavier on your back as you feel yourself becoming filled with uncertainty.
I'll look toward Tyke first, and I'll kind of give a knowing glance of. I'll speak with them. I understand like her.
Roll me a persuasion check.
Don't worry, baby, I got this.
20.
Dirty 20. With a dirty 20, Tyke will be like,
Simply because I've dealt with them before. Not
yes.
that I think I can necessarily diplomacy this or anything like that. I don't even necessarily think of that by any means. But just call, and I'll kind of like arm up by the side. I have to reach quite a bit up, actually. It's kind of hilarious. And I put my arm
Paul
on his
will
shoulder.
actually come down and kneel so that he's closer to eye
Oh,
level.
that's even more condescending. You son of a bitch. I'm about to give you a drinky drink right now and bring you even lower. I'll look down on you. No.
First drink.
Just
Force
hear me
drink.
out. We have a hard journey ahead of us.
I
Up
know
the
that.
mountain, and then through the desert, and then my home, which has never been very welcoming to
Caldy,
outsiders at the best of times.
Do you really think it was easy living in Moag for the time that she did? Or dealing with the shit that she was dealing with in Stronghold and having to escape out with her life? We've all had our hardships, and I understand your concern. I appreciate your concern. I think it comes from a good place. I don't think it comes from a place of you feeling that, I don't know, maybe that she can't handle it, but that, this is something, there are going to be some new experience. There's going to be a lot of new experiences for all of us having to deal with this. I've never been up a goddamn mountain myself. I'm hoping that I could be strong and reliable and not be a hindrance as we do this. But at this point, we're a party, and if you don't think you can handle Pike being a member of this party, I understand. But I'm asking that you trust me that I believe she can.
It's not a matter of trust, Arkmon.
It has to be a matter of trust at this point.
Listen to me. I've had to live with the memory of watching the life leave my friend's eyes. You're both good people. I don't want that for either of you. That shock, that grief, it blinds you to everything else around you. And to have that happen in battle will get yourself and everyone who's relying on you killed. I can't make this decision for you, and I will support you whatever you choose. Tyke, if you come with us, then you will have all the protection that we can give you. But battle cannot be predicted. You, me, Arkmon, any or all of us may die in the days ahead. Before we go any further, both of you need to think about the consequences of what you stand to lose here, and if you're okay with that. If not, then I suggest we buy Tyke passage home to Stronghold. Nobody from Noag knows what she looks like under her disguise. She can go back to her life at Osielos, and you either return to her triumphant, or she gets to live with the last memory of you that isn't marred by blood or screams.
The silence is deafening. At this
Yeah,
point,
I've said
everybody
my
in the
last
party
piece, so.
has heard what is happening. At first it was a quiet enough conversation that it was just the two of you, but at this point everyone has heard it.
Yeah.
Tyke is visibly frustrated and is waiting for Arkmon's decision. Call has said his piece, Arkmon has said his, but the final word is on Arkmon.
Jackie is slowly eating a grilled cheese.
Tyke's gonna pull on your and ask you can I have a bite, please?
I'll tear off half my sandwich. Just kind of continue handing it over while still staring at the two of them eating it slowly. But nothing comes from Arkmon.
I got it. Okay. right now. I mean, if given the opportunity, I'd like to speak. I know how she feels about this, but and I'm not sure Stronghold's an option by any means. But at this point, we've already poured ourselves over. I don't feel good about allowing her to go solo to Stronghold. I don't think that's gonna fucking happen. So
You're
he's
roll me an investigation with advantage. As you start going over all of the possible options, what is the best option right now? Does it feel like there are very many good options?
27.
With a 27, you feel in your heart that this is honest, that taking Tyke with you up the mountain is the best way for you to make sure that she stays safe. That's not to say that it is a safe thing to do, but
Right.
you know in the pit of your stomach you would spend every waking moment worried about Tyke's well-being, and that could negatively impact your ability to help Uru on the mountain or call in Ratnar. You also know that it would hurt Tyke to hear you say to not come with, because one of her biggest issues has been you leaving her to go off and do other things without her. But Call brings up some very good points.
Right.
You're not sure how capable Tyke is in battle. Well, she's probably pretty good at what she's doing. She's not a level 10 min-maxed adventurer. She's not like some super beefy NPC who's going to be able to pull some crazy stun out. Your mom did also give you, so she gave you the 500 gold coins to outfit your party. Darkness does know spells that can bring people back from the dead. You might want to consider stocking up on some of those supplies if you wanted to bring Tyke with you. But the same thing goes for Red Rage. Like, you all don't know exactly how capable they are in combat, and to the best of your knowledge, they aren't.
Oh, trust Red Rage is good in combat. I would know.
We're gonna get there. and
Horizontal
she's gonna be a
combat and
total
vertical
pacifist.
combat are two very different things.
Sorry, what?
Nothing. You heard me.
I didn't hear you. I'm sorry.
Don't worry about it.
God damn it.
Yeah. I
And yeah, you have to ask. Arkman has to ask himself how would he feel about hearing Tyke scream out as though they were dying.
Is it this silent in the bar at the moment?
You guys are kind of like outside of the tavern. There's not a whole lot of food being served in this particular spot. They do a lot of stews, which Uru was infamously not happy with.
Big fan of soup is Urugaru. Big fan of soup.
Not a stew guy. I feel like this would be a hot point of contention between Call and Urugaru.
And it's mostly just like potatoes, carrots, onions, not a lot of meat. Some of them, like, do you mean to be muted, babe?
No, I did not. Thank you.
Okay, I couldn't tell.
So, Arkmon's response. Upon him saying this, and then the response that he gets immediately after. He's a little frustrated, slightly, and he wants to perhaps not lash out or anything like that, but he definitely like the urge to raise his voice and perhaps like hit the table or something like that. Kinda
Yeah,
comes up, but
do you think it feels like a fire in your belly?
a little bit. But
Yeah, go ahead and roll me a quick wisdom savings throw.
okay, I was gonna say something, but yeah. There we go. 3.
Okay. Keep going.
Okay. He would simply. I mean, okay. So nothing happens with the 3.
You notice.
Okay. So for him, he is. All right, I'm sorry. That threw me off because I was gonna take it in a
Sorry.
certain direction, and the wisdom. I'm like, well, now it doesn't make sense if I do the thing I was gonna do.
Just think of it like you felt like this burp of anger kind of come up from within inside of you, but then it quickly subsided, and you do.
Okay. So yeah, if we're taking it that, then he simply just says, "I appreciate your concern, but I've made my decision, and we've made our decision."
So
There's a little text of Tyke approves. Red approves.
So this is kind of awkward. It's kind of intense. Uru, being as great at levity as he is going to be standing off in his corner and go, don't worry, guys. We're all going to get mauled to death by Yetis anyways, so all this discourse really doesn't mean much.
Darkness is also in a different corner with a big bucket of water that's soaking coal ash, and he's dipping his new cloak into it, holds it up, and it's just not black at all. It's the water's running off, and it's very frustrating. Here!
Call will take a moment and look at them both and just take a breath. Then you've decided. I apologize to you both. I meant no disrespect. As I said, I will protect you as much as I can, everyone else in the group. You're one of us.
Tyke will not say anything in response. They're not. You get the sense that they don't want to say anything out of emotion, but they are still in a very emotional state.
Well, Call will stand back up and leave them both to talk.
Well, now that it's nice and awkward, I do need to take a second to talk to everybody before we head up, so shall we
Sorry.
grab a table, or
We're all out of talk for the night. You're gonna have to wait till tomorrow. Sorry. Them's the rules.
We're gonna get food?
let's no, I think we'll talk now. Let's go grab a table.
Food!
Rail and Red
Are we
Rage
having that talk?
already sitting at a table, kind of like fully engrossed in conversation. They were not paying attention to anything that just happened.
Uru is openly interrupting, going, "Oh, perfect! You already got us a table."
Uru wants to have like the talk, the talk.
The talk.
The talk.
I like to think that Red Rage and Rail are sitting at a table, and Red Rage is showing you how to make jewelry out of one of the dragon claws that you
Yes.
have. They're like, okay,
Yeah.
so it's basically like date night crafts, where it's like, okay,
Yeah.
so we're gonna drill a hole in, and then we're gonna weave it around, and here's the different kind of knots you can do. We can braid the band, and look how pretty this is on. Yep.
I
very
show
gay.
Red Rage my carving tools for making little wooden figurines, and I show them how to like carve symbols into the side of the bone.
I was gonna say, like, they're very impressed by the fact that you know how to whittle, and they mentioned that you can also do the same thing in bone, and they kind of show you some other techniques. So you unlock both bone carving and wood carving.
Ah, cool.
Nice.
Ba-na-na-na.
You said we're gonna have the talk.
The bone talk about how to properly carve your bone.
Yeah.
About the breads and the cheeses.
About the breads and the cheeses.
We're gonna finally talk about my orb.
Orb.
This is about none of those things.
So you see, when a mommy and a daddy love each other very much.
Not that talk either.
They have an orb.
They have an orb. Exactly. Oh, you remember that talk. Okay. That makes so much easier.
Red Rage looks very worried every time Rael gets a little like extra about the orb. It's like that kind of concern of like a parent who really wishes they could get their kid like that special thing that they need, where they're like, I really wish I could help you, and I kind of wish I hadn't did what Razor told me to, which was send the orb off with somebody else. I'm so sorry. If I had known that it would cause you this much distress, I never would have done so.
Red Rage is really good at distracting Rail though with like shiny things like
Yes.
jingle jingle jingle.
Like jewelry.
Yay. Alright, Uru, what do you got?
Well, I'm sure for many, if not all of you, this is gonna be your first time scaling a mountain like this. And we need to get a few things straight before we go.
Look down. Got it.
First things first, at all times, everybody stays within arm's reach of each other. We go no further apart, no further behind. At this time in the season, at any moment, the snow could go from light, gentle dusting to complete whiteout. And the second that happens, if we're not close enough to be within touching distance, we're essentially in different planets.
Rail just kind of scoots in closer to Red Rage.
The windows start getting extra harsh as Uru finishes that sentence, and the windows will start to kind of clatter and knock. The innkeep will rush up, and they'll start closing everything. They'll start to complain about how the cold creeping down from the mountain's been so much more aggressive this year than it has in previous years.
Oh,
They
that's
throw
not
their log
ominous.
on the fire.
The cold doesn't bother me
not
anyway.
concerning at all. Oh, this cold will. That is the other thing. Everybody needs to make sure that you are dressed accordingly. We need to make sure that everybody's got covering, protection, because it is not going to be your typical cold. When you get up
already
to
wearing the snood.
when you head up a mountain, the higher up you get, the thinner that air gets, and the thinner the air gets, the colder that cold's gonna feel on you. So you need to make sure you're ready for that.
I'm insulated with grilled cheeses.
Mm-hmm.
We only move during light. The second it gets dark, we find somewhere and we wait out. Because the mountain at night is not a place you want to be. Believe me, you do not want to be around when the snow cloakers come out.
Excuse me?
Snow cloakers?
The Snokers?
So, snow cloakers are... How can I describe them to you guys? They're like... They're... Man, what do you think the chances are Uru has seen a manta ray?
Uru's familiar with what an actual cloaker looks like, as is the rest of the party, though you encountered them at different times. So, like, when, can I get I think it's, let's go Knowledge Arcana, because I think they're Eldritch. Hold on.
They are aberrations.
Thank you. So then, yeah, Knowledge Arcana from anybody who's trying to figure out what the cloaker is.
Might have remembered seeing kind of one. Yeah, it's like a weird cloak thing with a face and the tail.
Yeah. I really only know what a cloaker is, not a snow cloaker.
was gonna say Darkness and Rail both get it. Call and Archmon are having a bit of a hard time recalling.
Calling.
Ah.
Stop it.
So it's a very flat creature, with like a long, kind of like a wingspan that they wrap around you.
I'm gonna post it in Sources, which is down. Actually, we'll just do it in High Rollin'.
The
These guys.
ones
They were
you-
in the cave. They were in the cave.
Yeah, we already fought some.
Well, Uru has not fought some yet. Well, Uru's actually fought plenty, but Uru has not fought the ones in the cave.
Right, I was gonna say Uru knows what they are. I don't know if Uru's fought in them, but you know enough stories about them because you come from a very storytelling rich group of people that you would know what to look for.
The ones on the mountain are going to be completely invisible during the day. If you're unlucky enough, you might step on one that is hiding in the snowbanks. But at night, they're going to come out. And believe me, you want no part of what's going to be happening when they're out. So we move as quickly as we can to get to the first outpost during the first day. We stay there the night. We head out the morning of the next day to get as quickly as we can to that second outpost. We stay the night. By the third day, we should be able to get to the top.
Not quite. It's gonna take you guys about 2 weeks to get to the top.
2 weeks?
Oh.
Holy shit.
Holy shit.
2 weeks of running and ducking and holding our butts? Alright.
I don't think I have enough grilled cheeses.
You
Dude,
don't.
we're gonna have to
There
meal
is a
prep.
there is a base camp about halfway up the mountain, so around that first week of travel. With the dog sleds, you can kind of cut that time in half, but it's still going to take you about a week and change to make it to the top of the mountain.
Nonetheless, there are plenty of inlets along the cave. We'll have to, the second night falls, we'll have to try to duck in. We don't have an option here. Fighting our way through what we're gonna find up there is not gonna be our best option. On top of the cloakers, there's yetis, giants, the harpies. Everything up there's unpleasant. You don't want to deal with them. So we avoid where we can, we fight where we must.
Understood.
The other thing are going to be the Bahir. And
Wait.
Oh, we
What?
are already here.
so the Goliath the Goliath tribe at the top keep Bahir in order to keep particularly dangerous dragons away from the Enclave. The ones who are trained will be fine as long as we don't agitate their handlers, we don't agitate the people who they know will be okay. It's the ones that are not tame that we might need to be a bit worried about.
Would any of our characters know
last
what the
one
hell a
was the best
Bahir
one.
is?
Y'all fought
We
one
fought
in the
one.
cave!
Oh, right. Yeah. Sorry.
He just sold its glands.
Yeah, that's right.
I was gonna say you literally just sold the parts from it last week. Goober.
But to be honest, not really.
I guess to be fair, you wouldn't have known what the name of the creature was.
Yeah.
There might have been a point where they mentioned it out loud. I think Orthalia did, because that's part of why her temple was destroyed, is because Bahirs were let loose.
Did the kobolds not
Nope.
tell us about the Bahir?
That's what it was.
I think
That's
you
right.
also might have described the Bahir to me, from my mom.
So, when we
So,
leave,
the majority of the party understands the Bahir to be a big, a rather large reptilian in nature creature with multiple legs, like stumpy little legs on its body. It breathes like strikes of lightning and tries to swallow its prey whole.
Lovely.
I have a
I
question
think I've
for
actually been
you,
fighting some of
DM.
those in God of War Ragnarok.
What's up, Ray?
Does shape water affect snow?
Let me double check.
Because I know you can freeze water, but it doesn't say anything about interacting with like ice or snow.
I'm gonna say no.
Okay.
Yes. Anyways.
Yeah, it says the cantrip doesn't have the ability to turn water into vapor or melt ice that wasn't created by the spell itself.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. No worries.
Yeah, no, thank you. We need to be as prepared as we can be going up this thing. I was able
We
to
will be
Sorry, go right ahead.
we will be taking the standard trade routes. We're not going to be going off the beaten path or anything like that. That'll help a little bit, but to not be on guard would be very foolish. It is not a place designed for safe travel per se.
I think the sled provided, and luckily my mom was able to provide us with enough gold to hopefully outfit us with some better clothing for the climate. But
Well, outfit you guys with better clothing for the climate.
you don't think we get some? We can't stitch a couple jackets together. No, just...
Let's say even you would probably want a little something. Like it
I
does,
would-
like
yeah.
it gets nippy even for you. You're not as prone to like the frostbite that's out there, but like if you get caught on the south end of a bad storm, you can still fall prey to it. You're not impervious.
Yeah.
Do they
But I
have
mean-
like a special cheese up here? Is there like a yak cheese?
Lots of goat cheeses.
Yeah,
Asking really important questions.
Yak.
Mhm.
Jeez.
How many potions of cold resist would I have been able to get, and how much do they cost?
They have a pretty ample supply, but it does take if you wanted a larger quantity than the number I'm going to give you, you would have to continue to wait at the base of the mountain, which you're welcome to do. How many were you hoping to get?
That was kind of dependent on a couple of factors. Really, just kind of as many as he had in stock.
Just double check really quick. So, to clarify, potion of cold resistance only lasts for an hour.
Right. I think that it's mainly only going to be for like certain scenarios. Like if they end up like if combat happens, or if someone's like equipment gets damaged or their clothes get ripped.
Got it.
Now, there is one more thing I have to discuss with you guys, which is going to be the issue of being on a mountain. How many of you guys have spent time at high altitude?
Oh, I
Oh,
have.
Ray, actually, yeah.
Yeah.
Are
I,
any of the cities at high altitude that isn't Ratnar?
When I'm talking high altitude, I am talking mountain point high, not
So-
like...
Like my
I
parents
actually
took me on an
did-
airship ride once.
I actually did traverse through the mountains to get out of Dorwine. I don't
So-
know how high up I would have.
The mountains by Dorwine are quite high. I would imagine you will understand the things I'm about to explain.
So they can, at their highest peaks, it's about 14,000 feet up. For
Okay.
frame of reference, Mount Everest is 28,000. And then the Ratnar
Okay.
Mountains is about 20,000. So
Yeah, okay.
not and there's a pretty big difference between, like, 6,000 is not a small number in
No.
terms of feet. So like it is definitely a grander mountain than the mountains of Dorwine, but
I probably never like went to the peak of one of those
yeah,
mountains.
you would
Yeah.
have tried to find like passages or ways around going like up to the tippy top. And like even
Yeah.
Uru, your tribe isn't located at the top
No,
of
no,
the
no.
mountain. Your tribe's probably located at about the 18,000 foot mark because the absolute top is reserved for like it's not stable enough to build anything on. It's
Yeah.
basically just high peaks at that point.
I was gonna say you wouldn't really want to build on a mountain peak anyways, but I imagine
That's
it's quite high up the mountain.
That's not to say that other things can't roost up there, like
Yeah.
harpies.
Bastards.
Mhm.
So something you guys need to be ready for is altitude sickness. It's very much going to be a thing. It's not going to be comfortable going there.
Like, how
Don't-
sick are we talking?
It's-
Because like I definitely puked when I was on the airship, but like I felt like that might have been due to like, well, the
Why are
the
we doing
seafood.
this again? It sounds horrible.
my people need me, and I need to go. But I understand if
So,
you guys
like-
feel like it's not worth the trip. But
I mean, you can
We're
carry me.
going.
How much do you people need you? Like from like a 1 to 10 scale. Like is this
you're-
like
I said-
I promised I was gonna take him to like prom, or is this like a
On a
I love
Darkness.
where does eating
We're
each
going.
other sit on the scale of 1 to 10?
What's a
But
problem?
it's 8.5.
yeah. I mean, depends. Are they really hungry? Because like I mean,
Well, that's
I
the
get it.
problem. Is they're really hungry, so they started eating each other.
I mean, how tasty are Goliath? This is the real question.
I was just gonna ask that.
That is like, now we're asking questions. There we go.
Are they
Before
good in
we
soup?
start to go off, before we start to go off on a tangent, let me ask you this, Urugaru.
Is that
Yeah,
why you just
Once we get up there, what do you expect us to do?
Well,
Are we going to be bringing food?
I mean, clearly I'm gonna be making grilled cheeses.
I mean, it's not like I can drag a herd of buffalo up the mountain with us. So, unfortunately, what we're going to be looking to do is figure out what is going on. When I looked in on it, I saw Kralok, and he looked frail, but more important, the thing that stuck out to me is I saw that black goo that we saw back in the woods. And I remember how much the wildlife feared it, how much they felt it was the problem. So I'm hoping that maybe if we can do something there, there's a chance that we can bring some kind of balance there. I don't know. More importantly, I need to speak to Kralok. Snap him back to his senses, or if there is no option to do that, I'll do what I must for my tribe.
Very well.
Regardless, I need to know.
The tavern over will like waddle over with these big old bowls of soup and just start tossing them in front of you. He's like, eat up! Going to be a cold night. Gonna want a good full belly to help keep you warm. Put some meat on those bones, and he like slaps Call on the shoulder.
Anyways,
We'll just kind of like look at him
He's got like
for a long time.
kind of a big bulbous nose and like a beady eye. It just gives you a big old toothy thumbs up. He's got summer teeth.
One beady eye.
Summer here, summer there.
Yep.
Nice.
I'm gonna give you summer teeth.
Call will just sort of like sigh and go back to his soup.
Anyways, eat, rest, but be prepared. It's, I imagine, gonna be an unpleasant trek.
The trek will probably be the most pleasant thing of the next few weeks.
With that, I agree.
All right. So, your evening is relatively uneventful. However,
Oh, before we do crashing stuff, I need to know how much my shopping list is.
what do you mean?
I need a few things for spells.
Okay.
Where should I post my list, and you can tell me how much gold to take out?
So
if-
I
or if
actually
can get it all.
created a number of super cool fancy channels for everybody
So
inside
cool.
of our Discord.
Oh, should I just put it in Uru notes then?
Mhm.
For sure.
Sure can. We can even
There's
create
my
a thread.
So, since we're on the topic of like buying things, I suppose like this is as good as time as any to bring this up. So my god is like pretty awesome, right? And it gives me a
My
lot of cool
god.
things like
It's an
spells
awesome
and
god.
stuff.
He really...
It's true. Yeah, hey, you know his song. That's great. And so like he recently told me like the dark words to like raise the dead. I don't mean like undead, like bring people back from being dead into not being dead, right? Pretty metal. I know. But like it requires a bit of a sacrifice, and my god, for like reasons, I guess, is kind of greedy. Why a deep sea monster that lives down in the dark depths needs money? Maybe he likes to buy drugs off of merfolk or something. I don't know, whatever. But like, if we're going out into the woods or mountains, as it were, and like we need to, not be dead, in the event that one of us chooses to be dead, we like should probably buy the components to like appease my god, so I can not have you be dead. But it's kind of expensive.
So you're saying you have resurrection spells?
Yeah, but like, we need a diamond.
How much do they cost?
The going market rate, ballpark like 500 gold each. It's cheaper than it was in the past, or so I'm told. It used to be like 1,000, but like it's.
Hey, I need a 300 gold flower, so.
At least we had a decent value for the Bahir parts.
So like, yeah, basically, I mean, I sold everything and like divvied up the gold, but like if you want to give me each like 100 gold back, I can go buy at least one, and 200 gold we can buy two. That way, like, if there's like a really cool murder suicide thing, I can like bring it back.
Aren't you like rich or something? Use your own gold.
Bruh.
Uru will laugh at that point and just go, "I'm fucking with you," and he'll give him 100 gold.
I'll give you 2.
Cole will also do too.
Rail is very conflicted about this.
I
know it's not necromancy, but
yeah, Uru was conflicted until he realized he was talking about resurrection and not like
He
zombies.
is a cleric. It's not. He's not a necromancer.
yeah, but he's talked about necromancy before.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
make
that's
no
a-
mistake.
yeah,
if he
it's metal,
if he
but-
if he goes into the necromancy thing, I will kill the things that he brings up. So
Yeah,
Consider he has
That's also
already
pretty
cast
metal.
resurrection on
Yes.
What's her name?
Enavir.
I cast
Enavir, thank you.
Revivify on Enavir. Yeah.
That one.
I mean,
Oh, Revivify.
Darkness,
So
do you feel real strongly about learning this?
I mean, I already know it, dude. Like,
You
I just
already
need
know
to like
it, just,
think
like-
on it for the day.
Okay.
His god whispered into his ear, but by whisper, like
I was gonna
just
think a little bit.
Omelette de fromage.
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
Wow. Tentacle in the air.
You just hear him
Where-
whispering in his
Liquid.
sleep, Kalima, Kalima.
Oh my god.
Rail will hand over
Fromage.
100
Du
gold,
fromage!
Oh my. Shh.
kind of look down at Darkness and be like, not down, but through her
I mean,
eyebrows.
Darkness is a little short. He's like 5'5", so you might actually be looking down on him.
Rail is 5 foot. She's shorter than you.
Okay,
They're
okay.
all midget
Rail
looks
standing on a
like-
table. No, sorry.
She looks at you like through her brow and makes eye contact with you and is like, "This is for helping our group, not necromancy. Got it?"
So, like, total disclosure, like, anything to do with the dead and dying is just kind of gonna be necromancy. Like, it's just how it is. I don't make the rules, dude. But, like, if you want to reach into, like, the far beyond realms, you kind of gotta dabble in the dark a little bit. But it's cool, because, like, I'm darkness, and I dabble in the dark, and so, like, I can navigate those paths. But, like, this is... The diamond, it's, like, it's etched in such a way that it can only be used for this. I can't really, like, make skeletons out of it.
Darkness,
I
roll
thought it
a
was only
persuasion check.
necromancy if it came from the necromancy circle of the astral plane.
Which
Otherwise,
it does. So actually,
It's just-
that is
sparkling
actually
magic.
that is actually what.
Sorry, roll a 1.
Oh my god. So his speech is as convincing as you think it would be. He does his best to mention, like, okay, so there's multiple schools of magic, right? And so for each school, there's like the cheese school and like the evocation school and like there's just different schools, okay? And like one of those schools just happens to be necromancy. Like it's kind of like how like pizza dough isn't like you wouldn't think of that in a baking class, but technically it's you got to do the flour and the yeast and the proofing and the rising and the folding
Rail's
and
like, "What the fuck is pizza?"
Whoa, dude, you never had pizza? Bro.
Oh,
We gotta fix that. Jackie, do you know what a pizza is?
Jackie knows what pizza is.
Oh my god, dude, Jackie, pizza now, pronto. We gotta fix this.
No, all right, let's go.
No, Darkness. We're talking about that. Come back.
Alright. Do you like cheese?
Cole will
Or
stand
like-
up and go with Jackie to the
Hell
kitchen.
yeah.
You know what?
It's bread, it's cheese.
This is
like-
actually accurate for a nat 1. This is 100% accurate for a nat 1. This is what it is. He's like, yeah, no, so here's how it works. So pizza, right? You've had pizza before, haven't you? Like, we should
Yeah.
do pizza.
It derails completely. We forget what we're even talking about. We just tangent off into pizza for the entire rest of the night.
And Rail's just sitting there like, what does this have to do with you not doing necromancy? And he's like, oh, but anyways, like, you make the pizza, man.
You get me. Really gets me.
Jackie, you've never
Right.
heard of pizza, but after darkness, can you roll me a history check with advantage?
Absolutely.
This is the greatest derail ever.
Oh, come on. No!
Oh my
He does the
God,
worst
Oh
no.
my
job.
god, man doesn't know what a pizza is.
No, so
Jeez.
Darkness definitely
You rich
describes
bitch.
flatbread with cheese on top.
All right, so you guys, Jackie's gonna perform. I don't know how good this is gonna turn out, but he's gonna make open-faced grilled cheese sandwiches.
So
Can Call use the help action to assist?
Call can use the help action. All right, based off of the description that was given to you by Darkness, the DC is going to be a 20. Pull off pizza. We're still
they
gonna
like,
make something delicious.
Oh!
No grace.
I was a little worried there when I saw the ones. I was like, oh shit.
See, I was gonna try and help out, but apparently Jackie's the greatest cook ever because somehow he made pizza out of that description.
Yeah.
It makes no sense.
There was like a mushed tomato and like some cheese with like bread on top.
Yeah, he's like, don't worry, I
Right
got
on
this.
top, it wasn't even on
Oh.
bottom.
So Darkness, Jackie manages to perfectly recreate pizza based off of your not very great description. It's just a whisper on the wind communicates to Jackie what he needs to do, and like mana flowing through him, he's able to recreate a solid piece of pizza out of very limited ingredients. Everyone's agog. They're like, where did he find the tomato?
You always gotta have a
It's for the tomato soup I was gonna start making.
next spot.
There you go,
Go
'cause
with
you
the
really-
cheese.
I got
There was
I
the grilled
gotta take
cheese.
note. I gotta take note. That's the next mod title, Crust on top.
So Rail's gonna look at this and be like, "Oh, I don't eat animal products.
Oh, you
She's
just see,
vegan."
you see this look of just pure, like, aghast dishearteningness on Darkness's face. Every bit of like momentous courage and excitement that he had just deflates into the
Jackie makes
ground.
one that has no cheese.
Yeah.
Probably should have mentioned that.
So it's just bread and tomato?
Well, I mean, there's seasoning. Come on. It was a 21.
You can get like a Bailey's or some spinach.
Roll me a second performance check at disadvantage because you're trying to make vegan pizza with very limited ingredients.
Do we have vegan cheese?
I feel like
Did
call would
we
be
reach
more
into the future?
hindrance than help there.
At this point, vegan
Oh
cheese
my
is just like
disadvantage.
shredded cardboard.
With disadvantage, you're rolling twice, and you're taking the
yes.
lower of the two.
Oh
But
my!
it's just breadsticks at this.
Yeah.
Oh my
Oh,
God!
God.
Really
Man,
good
he's
rolls.
on
Even
fire.
Cooking. All right, we're cooking.
Man's
He's
not hot.
literally cooking.
Jackie is
Hold on.
also singing
Let him
while
cook.
he's cooking to make this taste
Let
better.
him
Yeah.
cook.
So with the 26, you're like, really? This is the thing? He's like, no, try it, and you do, and sure enough, it is perfectly vegan, and
Isn't
it
it-
tastes fantastic.
Like the Chicago style pizza kind of looks like that. Like it's just tomato sauce on top.
The cheese, it's under the sauce.
But like, imagine that's what it looks like, but without
That is-
the.
that is what it looks
under the sauce.
So instead, it's like
So it's
thinly
like-
caramelized onions that create like this nice buttery texture, so it gets that umami flavor underneath a bed of sauce
So you
with
get
like a little bit of
like a
fresh
deep
herb on
dish.
top.
It's like deep dish style.
So Rail kind of like melts as she's eating this pizza. She's oh my God, no. How have I never had this? This is so amazing.
Rail's like crying.
Yeah.
Jackie, I dare say you're good at this cooking thing. God damn.
All right, I guess we're adding 2 new things. 1 second.
Yes,
Yeah,
deep
the
dish.
pizza- the
Deep
flat
dish.
dish.
Darkness is genuinely excited. He's like, so yeah, this is like what resurrection is.
All right, allow it.
Rail is too,
Good
she
enough.
is too engrossed in this pizza to even hear what you're saying. She's walked away at this point. You have the golden hand. You're good to go.
Do we get any temporary hit points for this cooking?
Yes. Go ahead and roll me a d20, or sorry, d10 plus 5.
A D10 plus 5 is that good? Huh?
You know, if I carry around a portable pizza oven, we could have this up on the mountain. I think this will get us all up the mountain right here. This pizza.
So 15 points of temporary hit. 15 points of temporary hit points to everybody who had the pizza.
Oh my
15?
God.
I
I thought you said it was plus 5, but I mean I'll take it.
So it was a d. I did say plus 5. Sorry, 10 temporary hit points.
Oh, I still have 13, so I'm good
No,
right now.
we would have rested those off a while ago, unfortunately.
Okay.
Sorry,
But you have 10
How
new
dare
ones.
you?
but now you got 10.
Do you rest off temporary hit points?
Yeah, I believe so. Because it's a buff from eating. It's not like it's gonna all stay with you. Like I wish my food was that good.
I ain't shit
Nope.
yet. No, I'm just.
I didn't shit yet. You might get some negative points at this point, man. I'm sorry.
So for spells, it technically stays until they're consumed, but since
Yeah,
this is a
okay.
food buff, it's like until you long rest.
I think.
Yeah,
that's
okay.
Perfect. All right. Well, I mean, like, good meal. I think
spells one stays, so.
we're gonna get
Bishop is a
our.
little dejected that the soup hasn't been touched, but that's okay. He just pours it back into the pot.
All will dip a piece of the pizza in the soup
Oh, invented a whole new way of eating right
Just
there.
like roll it up into like a cylinder and just like dip it in the soup and then you just like bite it.
Just
The
a
soup
cone.
unfortunately makes the pizza slightly worse.
Damn.
You lose
Well, I
one
won't be
temporary
doing
hit
that
point.
Ah,
Ah,
That's
This is why I never eat soup.
wow. The anti-soup agenda has strengthened.
God damn, yeah.
God damn it.
Ah.
It's just this soup. It is a stone soup that is literally just stuff has been added to
No.
this same pot.
The perpetual.
Don't lie. This is
Or-
what happens when you eat soup.
There's a few too many
Shut the
stones in
fuck
this stone soup.
This is why Uru hates soup, by the way, is because this is the only soup he has ever had, which is on the mountain, and at the base of the mountain, all they do is continue to add water and other things to this pot indefinitely. It's in fact a point of bragging, almost like a sourdough starter. We're like, oh, I've had my sourdough starter for forever, except for it's soup, and it's kind of gross because
If
yeah.
My God.
I would say,
Some people treat their soups well, some people
Not
don't.
yeah. I will say I greatly appreciate the pizza. I think this is a great meal before we head up into the shit show that is the mountain. Did we kind of do all our shop? Are we gonna do some shopping before we head up, basically on the way out? Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
All
I would like to buy some clothes, some warm clothes.
So that's in the shopping gold that I was provided, luckily, by my mother. Everybody
Oh,
is
nice.
going to do a trip to REI and get some nice.
Wait. What does REI stand for in this universe?
Ooh.
What does it stand for normally? Hold on.
Nar
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Ragnar, exactly.
Equipment Incorporated. Emporium, thank you. The Ratnar Equipment Emporium,
the other
REI.
But it's spelled
It's like that.
IMP instead of EMP.
Oh yeah, we have dicks. That's right.
It's an emporium, not an emporium.
An emporium.
I love it.
I
The
love my mother
Ragnar
dearly.
Equipment Emporium.
I love my mother dearly. But
It's spelled Emporium, IMP.
there you go.
It's who runs it. It's run by a tiefling.
Yes.
Hey, my people.
I'm so happy with that. I gotta write this down. Hold on.
Love a good pun.
Fucking A.
Hey, brother, what's going on?
Yeah, no, actually, Arkwon, if you're the one who's doing the buying, he's just like,
Oh.
hey, how's it going, my dude? I don't see too many tieflings this side of the mountain. How are you, my brother?
Flip my tail,
Cousin?
kind of bring it in.
Yeah, no,
Shoulder
like
bump.
there's like
Yeah.
it's just like the high five. There's like a secret handshake that like you just have like always known, but like have never really used before.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just, yeah. I mean, we were.
He has a very thick infernal accent, and like generally speaks more infernal than he does common. So he's sort of like interlacing common throughout his infernal.
Well, I know you could help me out right here. I mean, right now we're about to. I know you know about those Ragnar mountains. Now, I need you to give me the down low right here. What? I need all the fakers out of the way. I need the real good gear from me and my folks.
Real good gear. All right. Let's see.
You
So
see the
how
sizes
high...
in these big son of bitches back here, right? And I kind of like nudge like my horns over that way, like kind of pointing toward.
And he looks up at the Goliath and he's like, "Oh shit, you!"
Yeah,
like,
real big.
He ducks in fear behind the counter.
No.
I don't know if we can serve one of those, my guy. Like, you got him? Have you gotten him tested? Is he one of the crazy ones?
No.
He'll actually like tilt his head over to Uri. He's like, I think he's talking about you.
I think he is too.
Don't
He's
worry.
like, I'm like, is he cool? Is he chill? Like, what?
He's soft as butter,
Dude,
baby. Don't worry about him. All right.
Don't worry. I haven't been on the mountain in months. I'm
Where-
just as
do you
surprised
under-
to learn of everything as you are to see me.
Sir, do you understand Infernal?
Yes.
Oh shit! All right.
Yeah, yeah, you thought you could talk shit about me behind my back in
There you
Infernal.
go. Hey, the
Speak
cut.
that shit.
That's not me saying.
It's like, oh shit, he speaks infernal. Ducks by the counter again.
Don't worry about him. Uru. I get. He just. You understand, right? You big old son of a bitch. Don't
Paul thinks
trust.
actually this is pretty funny.
I don't know what they're saying, but I feel like some shit's about to go down.
I'm so glad taking Infernal finally came to good use.
Really, yeah.
It's always a laugh when they talk in a language that they think that you don't understand.
Dude, like, what are they saying? Give me the DL.
Wait, Call, you speak Infernal?
No, I don't speak a word of it. I'm just
I'm
thinking
sure
the
Uru's
situation.
speaking in common when he's just like, oh
Yeah.
yeah, they're talking
Oh.
shit
Well,
about
yeah,
me.
no, I said that in common.
Oh,
Very
okay.
much in a way that they'd be like, oh shit, they heard me.
That is definitely his reaction.
No, don't worry about him. Now, what you got for us, though? I mean, I know you could help us out here.
He'll kind of like come out from behind the counter, but he's definitely like keeping one eye on Uru the whole time, and he's like never letting his back to him. He'll like show you the varying sled models. He'll mention like this one's a three animal team. It'll help cut down, or it'll help make transversing easier, but it won't cut down on your time at all. Here's like a deluxe model. This one will help cut down your time by a third, and then here we have one that can be pull, like if you have the pull power for it, this one can like cut your time in half. The one your mom gave you enough money for is the one that will cut your time in by a third, so that's why it'll only take you a week to get to Uru's tribe in the mountains instead of taking like 2 weeks to get up there.
I mean, it sounds like to me the less time the better. I don't know how y'all feel about it.
If we can get up quicker, that's the way to go.
The problem is that you would need more animals to pull.
So,
I
like,
can help with that.
I was thinking that we go, like, buy a herd of goats to, like, feed to the here up there, right? But, like, you know, it's a bunch of goats. They can pull shit. We just gotta, like, lead them. And, like,
Village doesn't have animals for sale, unfortunately. The resources are kind of thin, so like whatever animals you had is basically what you have. No one here is willing to sell any of their animals for any price that you would consider reasonable. Like if you wanted to pay like 10 times the amount in gold, that might convince them because then they could just move. But like without it being something like that, they're not willing to take a small payday.
lose a piece of livestock. That's fair.
Yep. Now, if you wanted to like trek off into the woods for a little bit to see if you can find more stuff, that's definitely a side adventure you can do. Or you can take the sled that'll get you up there in a third of the time.
Well,
It
if
doesn't
Rail
sell
turns
reasonable.
into a horse or a wolf
That's 4.
to pull the sled, yeah, because we've got you, Spirit, and who else? Do we have Donkey?
Trips.
Rips.
No, none of the other.
Trip.
None of the other. None of the other donkeys or horses have made it with you guys. So you would need to find 2 other animals willing to pull.
Oh, you would need 6. Oh. Well, I
Yeah.
could probably scrounge up some wildlife with enough persuasion.
It feels like more work than it's worth. How long would we save approximately?
Like I said, the sled that your mom gave, that the Archmon's mom gave him money for, is enough to pay for all of what you need, plus the middle tier sled. The top tier sled would require more money from you guys, about 1,000 gold, in addition to the fact that you would need to find 2 extra animals to pull
Let's
it.
just get the middle tier one. We'll be fine.
Oh, I thought we needed more animals for the middle tier one.
No, with the middle tier one between you, Rail, like between Trips, you, and Spirit, they could technically pull it, or you could pull it instead of Trips if you wanted to feel better about the strength of the fleet that's pulling it, like however you wanted to go about that.
Okay.
Think of it like we're gonna be making checks to see how fast and how well they're able to pull. Like if they're able to like book it and make really good time. When you have more animals, you get a bigger number theoretically, unless they all roll shit. Is kind of the way the mechanic of the encounter is working. So from a gamification standpoint, the more animals you have attached, the better your travel score can potentially be, but also you have to have the resources to take care of those animals. You're gonna have to figure out how to shelter them, which is why the mid-tier one is just like, this is a good option, but if you really wanted to push and go for one that's more expensive, you could do that. It is up to you, the player.
Let's do the middle tier one.
It makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Do it.
Okay. So the tiefling decides to or the tiefling outfits you with all of the things you could possibly need: scarves, hats, like thick winter clothing, stuff to help insulate you, the various boxes and bins that you like, empty crates and canisters to help carry your stuff up the mountain. And he even throws in some like generic feed. It's not. It obviously wouldn't work if the animal is like a pure carnivore, but if you had anything that's able to eat greens, then it can technically, it's better than starving. It's sort of like a mealy pellet type food. Like
Okay.
those pellets you get at the petting zoo for llamas and stuff.
Yeah.
Mm.
So they are technically more for herbivores, but in a pinch.
I'll need to hunt some food for you.
Could Call possibly purchase some, like, I don't know, I feel like he would just, would you just like buy a whole like animal carcass basically, and then you could just like bring it up the mountain with you and just kind of carve parts off of it, because
We can
the
hunt.
the cold the
We don't have
cold
to
though
buy it. Yeah.
There-
Well,
those
there are
kinds of
animals.
rations. Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say I'm sure there are animals that live at the base of the mountain, like where we are, right?
You have to hunt for them.
doesn't guarantee success.
And also, based off of the last time you were even near these woods, you know that like the game has been kind of hunted to a point of extinction. It's been hard for animals to find. It's been hard for things like wolves to find food.
That's right. I forgot.
No, it's all good. They haven't been
Yeah,
particularly fruitful hunting grounds, which is part of why the Goliaths are eating each other.
Ah.
Otherwise, they would have just gone to the base of the mountain and continued to hunt, which they did, and then. So pickings are slim.
Paul would try to get like what meat rations he could for you and Trips, as well as like him and the rest of the team.
There's a lot of fish options, but there's very little red meat. Like this town doesn't sell chunks of cow or whatever. All of that's kept for people who are either coming down the mountain or are living at the base of the mountain right now, because hunting has been so scarce. Farms have been getting raided by creatures from up the mountain, like giants and other Goliaths, neighbors, things like that. It's pretty rough. Like when you're like, sorry, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
I was gonna say, when you're trying to order this stuff, like the shopkeepers even look kind of uncomfortable. Like, I'm really sorry, but like it's just, it's kind of like when that regular customer comes in and they really, really want the super cheap weed, and you're like, I'm so sorry, my dude, but we really just don't have any, and then they just, there's nothing I can do. It's a supply issue. Like,
Yeah, there's like, oh, okay.
Well, right. I was gonna say some people have that reaction. That's the appropriate reaction to have. Obviously, there's some people who don't. But like he's acting like he gets yelled at for it all the time, and he's like, dude, I don't know what to tell you. Like we pray to the gods that this weird eternal winter that's happening will eventually break, and maybe we'll see the wildlife return to the region. But this winter's lasted weeks.
That is bizarre.
Strange.
Years? Uru, how long have you been gone?
Well, I've been gone months.
You've been gone months. You would have
yeah.
noticed that the winters were especially cold, but not like it was like colder on the mountain when you were cast out.
Yeah.
But like that just happens sometimes, and you didn't think anything of it at the time. But however long you've been gone,
It's
it
still
seems like
been
there's
cold.
it seems like there's a correlation, and it's definitely gotten worse.
That's weird. I was cast off in the spring, so for it to stay cold through the warm period is unusual.
When you get a good look at the mountain from the inside of the inn, you can notice that the snowpack is a lot taller than you've ever seen it before. The mountain looks mean.
Well, no one ever said it'd be easy.
I will take what fish you can spare.
They basically hand you a pole.
All right.
You know, like you can rent the pole for 2 silver pieces an hour, or you can buy the bow outright, or a pole. Excuse me.
Wait, I thought Arkmon had some for fishing.
He
Yeah.
does.
Am I with Paul? Question. Is he off on his own buying fish and renting fishing gear?
I would
Say
hope
you're-
not.
I was gonna say, let's say everyone's traveling kind of as a pod, unless they specifically and explicitly want to stay somewhere else.
Yeah,
But
no,
if
I
you,
had
if you feel like it makes
intended
sense to
to
be a
go off
part of the conversation, and if you plan to go off in private, you'll need to let me know that you plan to go off in private. Like, we'll just say that everyone generally swirls around each other if they want to be a part of the conversation, because it's easier that way.
Okay.
But so yes, Arkmon, you when you're in this, as you're like,
I'm not necessarily opposed to Cole checking out some gear. I'm just gonna check out the gear that they're trying to rent him. Is it gonna be satisfactory? I see the fish perhaps that they're trying to sell.
the fish they're selling are all very like they're not large fish. They're definitely kind of the single serving fish. Like your tilapia size, like just the little guys that you could almost just fry whole, or roast whole is generally, so like no salmons, no like big meaty. You're used to catching like these huge decadent fuckers, these things that could almost be confused for prehistoric beasts, like, and so what you're seeing on ice here is it's fine, but you're like, these are all kind of rinky dink, these are all kind of small.
They could
They're
do
not
for some
impressive.
quick provisions, but
Alright.
nothing too crazy. How about the pole? If they're trying to rent him or sell him a pole right now, because I don't necessarily. I'm not opposed to like, oh yeah, no. If you want to fucking take up some fishing, I think it would be great to have a second line out there. But
so
I don't want him to get
as
fucked.
somebody as somebody who's well trained in fishing, you notice that the bow is fine, but it's not like the line looks like it's too like there's not enough line on the spool, so like if the fish decides to kind of get away and you need to do that back and forth game, you're gonna have a harder time accomplishing that. It also doesn't look to be of a particularly high quality, and like it's not like they're trying to like fleece him or whatever. It's just like this is what they have. It'll do. It's just gonna be, the DC is gonna be higher for him because the equipment he's using isn't as good as yours. Does that make sense?
Yeah, could I perhaps, through some sort of means, perhaps, through a willingness to perhaps a little bit more of a premium price for it, but I mean, we need some quality gear. I mean, I'm seeing right now this line, this isn't gonna get done against anything bigger than what you got here. And as we're going up the mountain, I know we're gonna be we're gonna be interacting with some bigger fish than that, some bigger catches. So we're gonna need someone a little better than this right now. We got no problem paying for quality, but this isn't gonna do.
I'll mention that unfortunately these are the only reels that they have in stock, but up the mountain there is a group of dwarfs who are ice fishing. What's the word I'm looking for? Like, they have contests for it. Big dick measuring, right? Is the phrase.
Yeah.
Aficionados, if you want to be
Yeah,
clear.
point of inspiration. I don't know if you've used the last one I gave you
I
yet, but
Buzzing.
then you can bequeath it to a party member of your choice.
Fishing man Arkmon, take a point of inspiration.
There we go.
There you go.
I
Dang it.
have inspiration. I currently have
We're
inspiration.
just
I'm shitting you
inspired
not.
up.
Does everybody have a point of inspiration?
I don't.
There you go, Rail.
I'm just
I was
saying.
gonna say there is another cool house rule that I have implemented where if everyone has an point of inspiration and no one has used them and they all want to simultaneously, you can increase one of your skill modifiers by 1. So like, so for example, if you wanted to bump up your knowledge arcana without having to worry about like becoming proficient in it, you could bump it up by 1 without having to worry about training your intelligence score or something along those lines. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So if everyone ends up with a point of inspiration, you guys can turn in all of your your keys combined with your rings combined.
Power
plan.
combined.
You can all pool your tickets at the prize counter.
Yes, for the wheelie mammoth.
Does anyone
Yeah.
else not have a point of inspiration?
I have one.
I do not.
I thought
It's
you
just
did.
me. Me?
Oh, well then you should have the point of inspiration because you need it for fishing.
I mean, I'll take it.
Take it. Take it.
So, the man who's running the bait and tackle shop inside of the REI mentions that unfortunately these are the best ones that they have, but up the mountain,
Okay.
there's a pack of dwarfs who do ice fishing competitions with each other pretty regularly. They might have what you're looking for.
Let me suggest this, and Call, you take this as you will, but maybe as we head up, I'll give you a couple pointers, and then by the time we get someone who has a little bit better gear, and I'm not saying this gear's terrible by any means. If you really feel strongly about it, feel free to take it. But I think we get some a little bit more quality, perhaps up the mountain, and with our combined efforts, I think we'll do all right.
Well, if it will keep us fed on something other than hardtack, then I'll do it. Why not?
I suppose as a thank you for the tip and the honesty about the equipment, I'd like to at least buy some fish off the merchant here.
He also has some really cool looking lures.
Ooh.
They're just like, if you've ever gone to a place and like you're not generally accustomed to buying doodads, but like there's a particular doodad that you're like, oh, I might get this for myself as a little treato. Like, it's definitely giving that. We'll say that it looks like what do you think a bobber that would catch your eye would look like?
The shape of a bong.
Wow. What the fuck?
We can say that it looks like a
that's
little
for
nug.
me.
I mean, we want something that attracts fish more or less. Let's go with like a little
A nightcrawler or
maybe like a
a
little
fly bug.
like tadpole sort of one that has if it's a little bit more lit up, not necessarily luminescent, but it has like a lighter color toward the tail. So it
yeah.
has just like a pinpoint little like piece of light or color to attract.
Yeah, we can definitely say that that's what it looks like. It's got little big old googly eyes on it. It's kind of goofy. and
Delightful.
it costs like 3 silver pieces.
Yes.
Actually, it's probably more. We'll say 3 copper. They're lures. All right.
But yeah, I don't know how you feel about it, Call, but I think we get some better quality equipment for you.
We could give it a shot. I've never fished with a rod before.
It's you gotta be ready to play the long game, my friend. Sometimes I'm out here for a good. I mean, shit, I'm out here at like 5 in the morning while you all are still sleeping, and it'll take me a little bit, but once you get rolling.
Tell me, have you ever fished barehanded?
Fished with the bow before. I can't say I've ever gone in the water myself. Usually scares the crap out of them. You'll scare the crap out of them yourself. I mean, it's kind of hard for you to.
No, your dad takes you to the kind of waters that you would not want to go like bare hand fishing in. Like there are like giant fucking alligators and prehistoric critters that are just like
Yeah, sure, too.
waiting for somebody dumb enough to walk into the mud. Like you're like, ha ha ha, no.
Yeah, bow fishing was the coolest thing my dad ever taught me, but honestly, that'll get you one if you really want it. But I think for the most part, I think a little patience and out of line, you do pretty well. You find the right spot.
You guys are having this conversation now that you're kind of moving your way. We've acquired all the items we need. Call, you got your faceplate from the armorer. We have all of the stuff that we need for up the mountain. You
Pizza.
got pizza.
We had pizza,
Um,
and it was the best pizza Jackie's ever had.
It's fucking amazing.
Technically,
It
the
was-
only
it
pizza
was-
Jackie's ever had.
That is correct.
It's a good job.
Can we put the party loot in the loot channel, like the amount of like food rations and stuff that we have?
Yes, I don't have a number for that. We're just gonna say you currently have 7 days worth of rations.
Okay.
Would I be able to say that ideally I would be able to outfit each person on the group with 2 to 3 potions of cold resistance?
Equipping each person with
I
so
don't
the
need
so
them,
the gold
so-
potions are gonna be 100 gold apiece.
Ooh. Well,
I'm okay with that. I have spells for that.
Which is actually pretty cheap. It can be anywhere from 100 to 500 gold.
Yeah.
And so they are actually on the lower end of the spectrum, but because of the ingredients that it takes to make, and there is a high demand for them on the mountain, like 100 gold is technically a steal.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Like that's the discount that Archimon gets because he's cousins with.
Yeah.
Very good.
I would say I would join in for that price. We weren't able to get the cold resistance back at the alchemy shop back there, but I think it would be fantastic, and I'd be willing to invest. We have a little bit of money. We were fortunate that
So you guys currently have 100 total rations to be divvied up between like let's see here, there's 6 plus Tyke and Bread Rage, and then you
Spirit.
Tripped and Spirit. So that's a firm 10. So let's actually make it 120 rations for 7 days. Because then that gives you guys a little bit of extra.
can I spend 700 gold to get 7 cold resistance potions?
Yep.
That spend 600 to get 6.
6 to get 6. Oh, word. A reason?
He doesn't. Yeah, he does. He's got innate cold resist.
I have innate cold resistance.
Yeah. No, I have cold resistance as well. I'm just kind of more one to over prepare than under prepare on this.
Okay.
They also only last an hour.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
It's literally just
Tyke-
like somebody is dying of hypothermia. We need
Yeah.
to give them some sort of fighting chance until we can get to safety. Like it's
Yeah.
And that's not
Okay.
even half my gold. So
Okay.
I'm
Yeah,
willing
no,
to-
that's fine then. I thought you were accounting for me when you did that.
There's 10 people in the party to think about right now in terms of like potential. The warhorse, you get a feeling is probably okay. Like, well, anytime you're next to little Sebastian, you get this weird like warming sensation from his
name
core.
is Little Spirit.
Sorry, little spirit. Anytime you are cuddled next to the little spirit,
Thank
you notice that he is seasonably warm every time. So you get the sense that he also might have some form of cold. Actually, roll me a nature check.
Nature check.
He's part infernal.
Little did we know.
He is
Yeah.
currently phantasmal, which is fun. Nature. Wow, that one. Can I roll with advantage?
Sure, that makes sense. Call, you do also.
I spent a lot of time with Spirit.
Nice.
It's a little
I was
better.
gonna say
11.
Paul can also point out because he's from
No.
where the horse is
Oh,
from.
sorry.
Like you know that they're kind of designed
That was an
to
accent.
like no, you're good. They generally are warmer in nature, so probably fine. They run hot.
Yeah.
And Yu's okay because he's a dire wolf, right?
I don't think they have cold resist.
I mean, a winter coat.
Just double check.
Feels like the kind of thing a dire wolf would have.
So direwolf doesn't. Their environment is technically forest and hill.
Oh.
So he's not technically he's not like a frost wolf.
Can I get him a sweater?
Yes,
And
like all of the
Yes.
animals have adorable little vests. And
Okay.
adorable little things to help keep them warm. Including Trips.
Oh.
Everyone's got cute little hats with pom-poms on them.
I feel like Trips would be dressed in like the kind of outfit you'd see like a whippet in. Like he's got a little padded vest and like a little parka hat.
Is Trip still disguised as a little sheepdog
Yes.
or whatever it was?
Yeah.
Moldy bread loaf. Poodle.
He's adorable. And look at this little
Super
winter
precious.
sweater.
Yep.
He's got a little like
the grandma
park-
who's
yeah,
knitting
it's
all of
parka.
this is just
Yeah.
super
you got
excited.
a picture of that? I'm sure someone's got a dog on us.
To try and look up what's the name of my aunt and uncle's dog? Maximus, Lord of Darkness.
Wow.
I'm not even
First
kidding.
of all, that's an
That's
amazing name.
That is amazing. Dallas, you
My-
should change your middle name.
Yeah.
So the cool aunt and uncle that I have, who were invited to the wedding, that's their dog's name.
Nice.
They're big nerds. As I was saying, so everyone's got the winter garb that they need. We're making our way up the mountain. Or sorry, we're not making our way up the mountain. We are beginning our adventure to the foot of the mountain. As you guys are making your way down the path and kind of just going over and accounting all of the things that you have, you kind of, let's see here, everyone's passive perception. We'll say Call, Rail, Darkness, and Jackie. You hear what kind of sounds like squabbling. The road ahead. It's two female voices, or feminine voices, that are talking about how, like, that's the third group of adventurers who've said no to us, and I'm starting to think we're never gonna make it up this fucking mountain. They're like, we just need to be patient. We can't just run up there. It's too dangerous to go alone. We need to wait for an adventuring party. Like,
So, hey guys, I think I smell a plot hook. I mean, a group of people in need.
You ever run into somebody and you just know that they're going to ask you for something?
Yeah, because I overheard them literally saying they're gonna ask the next adventuring party that they see, and I don't know if you've looked at us, but like we're kind of like, you know,
you got a cart.
that. We got a cart. Come on.
Cole just like looks down at himself in full armor. Well, shit, you got me there.
Yeah.
Oh no, you guys look like proper adventurers now, and people are gonna start bugging you for things. Welcome
can
to women. It's like-
They
it's
can
like-
bug off.
It's like working. It's like working. Where now, you've been there for 5 years, and you're clearly management level, but you're not a manager. But people are definitely going to ask you questions like you're one. Anyway,
Yep.
so 2 half-elf women before you. Both of them are wearing robes. One of them has a very kind of pointed hat, going for like pseudo witchy vibes, and the other one's just sort of wearing what look like very cozy and warm robes, and they're just sort of squabbling. They're continuing to squabble. They're like, they keep saying no because you're coming on too strong. Like, no, they keep saying no because you're dressed like a slut. They're like, how dare you? The one with the witch hat is kind of pointedly like a little more buxom than the other one, and they're like, your titties are going to freeze off on top of that mountain.
I
Like,
mean,
well, maybe then I'd be as flat as you are. Like, how dare you? They're just squabbling.
Rail is gonna kind of like step in front of Red Rage and like try to block her view from these 2 women as we approach.
Just slowly reaching
in
over
face.
her head to like cover Red Rage's eyes from in front.
Darkness is gonna walk over to them and be like,
Hey, so like I can't help notice that you've got, you're just kind of hanging out, just hanging out, and maybe
All out.
just all out.
It's giving
Roll-
Hercules what you folks need is
Darkness.
a hero.
A hero.
Darkness.
Yeah, do you know where we can find one?
Darkness, can you roll me a perception check? You want to roll low.
Low? I don't know if
Yes.
I can do. I rolled a 1.
Oh
Good
my
job.
God.
Jesus Christ!
Hey, way
The
to roll
third one
low.
today.
Perfect. You don't notice anything. They're pretty women.
You perfectly don't notice anything.
I perfectly don't know. So like I couldn't help but notice you were just kind of hanging out. And well, it might just also happen to be that I've got this like really cool party who's like all about doing adventures and stuff. And we may be heading in a direction that is like upwards and in that direction, and he points up the hill.
The one with the pointed witch hat is like, isn't he adorable? The one who looks sorcererly sort of like rolls their eyes, but then when they look up to see the rest of your party, they're like, oh, this might work out. Yeah, okay, little buddy, because like, these are older women, and you are 18. I think we decided canonically
Yeah.
because you smashed, and I'm like, I need you to be of adult age if we're gonna do nonsense.
Yeah.
And so, but you're still an 18-year-old boy, and these are like mature women, and they're like, oh, aren't you precious? Where's your grown up? And they're like, oh, you actually have. And they'll notice Uru because he sticks out like a bit of a sore thumb, and for a brief moment, it's not hard to pick up on. They are kind of stricken with a brief set of panic, and they kind of like look at each other like, well met, adventurers. Pray, how be thee on this fine November afternoon?
Hold. You'd like to get moving. What exactly is like your deal, and where are you going?
Oh, so we
These
are.
darkness let them down easy.
Like, I didn't realize that we'd have to apply. That's fine. That's fine. Like, I am Arabella Babals. Don't laugh. I'm a little sensitive about it.
Mouse.
wow.
Babals.
Yes, the Baval family. I am familiar with them. No.
I'm watching the hot pot balls.
Like a sorcerer supreme, and they kind of let loose a small pyrotechnic display that just sort of looks like pops and fizzles, like very very tiny what's the word, fireworks.
Yeah.
Everyone will kind of roll her eyes with the one with the wide brimmed pointed hat and be like, and I am Rose, and she'll extend her hand out to Jackie.
Jackie's like far away in the corner. He just has to come running up.
Huh?
So the woman like extends her hand out.
Jackie, this is
Wait.
where
What do you want?
You're like supposed to shake the hand. Sorry, he's food motivated, and you didn't have any food in hand.
I look over at Darkness. He knows me.
Arabella will be like, "Oh, I have some cookies if you're interested." And Rose will be like, "Arabella, you shouldn't be sharing our rations with people we just met until we agree on the job." We simply need to make it to the campsite that's at the foothill of the mountain. Our sister's waiting for us.
Why are you
Okay.
heading up the mountain?
Their
Well-
sister's waiting for them. Do you not? They said it.
That's not. Why are you here if you know what's going on?
To try and stop it.
Go on. You piqued my curiosity.
Well, I think it's a little gauche to ask for deep-seated motivations and secrets so early on in the relationship. How about we enjoy each other's company for, the first day and a half, and then if it seems like everyone's intentions are...
I just found out my people are eating each other, and you said you have a way to stop it.
Roll me an intimidation or a persuasion, your choice.
To the windows, to the bow.
I think Uru's significantly frustrated enough by these people.
To the frostbite on my bows.
Ah, that rolled off of a 19 to a 7.
They can tell that you're getting
Easy.
angry, and they're definitely kind of nervous about your company, and they're like, "It's, you know what? Maybe this isn't the right party. You know what? You seem like you're bothered by us. If you want to go on your own, we can wait for the next group. That's fine. Sorry to bother
Uri
you."
will kind of take a deep
Okay,
breath.
have a nice day.
Yeah,
no,
Push
dude,
this red
it's-
rage forward.
Don't worry about him. Like, his people are eating themselves. Like, it's a shitty situation. Happens to a lot of people, mostly his. But like, don't take it personally.
Can I Eldritch Blast him out of his fight for all of that?
I don't think that would make them feel any better about joining us.
Darkness, do you consent to PvP?
If he
So-
wants to Eldritch Blast me,
I'm
he
not
can
gonna Eldritch
Blast.
Blast
It's-
him.
It's
only
You know what I
damage,
will
it'll be
do is I
fine.
might, because I have like a bunch of spiders and stuff on me. I might get one of them to bite him.
I went down my pants.
Just put a spider on him and get it to bite him.
So like, no, like seriously, if
You-
you're going up the
You take out
mountain,
Sorry,
A
Uru,
dark-
you take out a spider?
Yeah, just like a little one, and just
The one in the pointed hat kind of goes, "Aw, she's so cute."
so like anyway,
Uri will
like,
kind of blush a little, just because he's like, oh, I'm used to people being scared of my spiders. I don't know what to do now.
Woman is clearly very witch-like in nature. They have a pointed hat. They have robes. They have something that looks
Doesn't
like a
mean
staff.
that they're not afraid of spiders.
That's fair.
So-
I
Darkness,
love
you're
how
saying-
Darkness is like still trying to talk over the adults. Hello.
Dude,
I'm like, all right, here, can you like focus? All right, focus. Yeah, like
So-
finger eye thing, focus. So like you're like trying to get up the hill, right? And like we're like trying to do the same thing. But you also mentioned you're trying to stop the whole cannibalism thing. Like, what's the deal? Like, for real, we want to know what the hell's going on, and you seem to do like the thing. So what's the thing?
They're like, I don't know what cannibalism thing you're talking. Do you mean like the Goliaths that went insane?
Yeah, that. What's going on with that? How do you know about that? What?
Our best guess is that it has to do with the eternal winter that's been going on for the last 8 months.
And what's your plan on stopping it?
We're figuring that out.
You don't know.
I see.
We noticed that weirdness was coming from down. Our sister noticed that some oddness was happening along the mountaintop, and we noticed that things were getting desperate. We noticed that there was a bizarre pattern with the birds flying around. Basically, she's kind of weirdly obsessed with that mountain being in good condition. We don't know why. I think she just thinks it's really pretty, but she's very upset about the fact that it is in disarray, so she's trying to help,
So let me get this straight. Things were bad here, and the goodness of your heart, you're gonna go all the way up there?
Maybe
Wait,
they
Who is
really.
your sister?
They'll look really sheepish. They're like, I mean, if no one tries to fix anything, then nothing will ever get better.
Maybe
I
they
guess-
really like the flavor of Goliath.
No,
We're
but I
taking
know, I know what they might like the flavor of. If you come with us, I'll make you the best pizza you've ever had.
Oh,
What's
he makes a
pizza?
good pizza.
What's pizza?
Oh, Darkness looks excited all over
we gotta
again.
do it again. We gotta go. We gotta go do it again.
Carl could
Oh,
just like stop, like
With
put his hands
what
over both like
ingredients
Jackie
are we
and
gonna do that with?
I
Cole
will
will just like,
bring.
put his hands over like Jackie and Darkness's mouths. He's like, it sounds like we're going to have a lot to talk about. Come
I
on.
will bring what it takes to make some pizza at each outpost.
Well,
We
good
will
luck
build
with
a
that.
brick oven at every single one.
Dude, there's gonna
The
be
outpost-
fire. I'll make it work.
Now, not to be that guy, but I imagine that you're offering some kind of reward for safe passage to the camp.
Yes, we have 50 gold pieces. I know that that's not much, but we're just kind of on our own here. We're not.
More than enough.
know-
We're heading up that way anyways.
Did my pizza not
Um,
persuade them at all?
I
They don't know
wanna-
what pizza is.
I want to pop in here real quick and just kind of look at them suspiciously and say, "Who is your sister?"
Her name's Danica. She's a bit of a bitch.
Well, what kind of food do
Man,
you
if
like?
that's not a sister.
Hmm. I know how
Arabella
that
will
goes.
like elbow Rose and be like, "You can't tell them that."
I mean,
Mm.
dude, like I totally get it.
That
My
actually
sisters are
makes
kind
you
of
more trustworthy, not less.
Yeah, no, like my sisters are bitches too. I totally get it.
Like you get it.
Yeah.
It's just she's always acting like she's in charge, and it's just so annoying. Like I get it. You're like 3 seconds older than me, but that doesn't make you smarter than me.
Dude, tell me about it.
Okay, we
I
can
mean-
talk on the way up. We got stuff to do. Let's go.
It might. But yeah, you come with us.
So
I'll teach you about
begin
pizza.
making your way up the mountain. Okay. Let's go ahead and get the first round of survival checks out of the way.
Survival.
In
cast
the interest of Sorry,
Woof.
I cast guidance.
you cast guidance.
Does that help any of us or just you?
Yes.
I cast
But-
pizza.
Sorry, that didn't answer my question. Does that help all of us or just
It is one willing creature, so he gets to choose one person to cast guidance on.
Okay.
Darkness pokes Ray. You do the thing like really well. You should do it even better.
And
Uh,
then
Oh.
you get to roll a d4 and add the number rolled on one ability check of your choice. It can be
Okay.
rolled before or after making the ability check.
Yeah, he's
After
gonna
that happens, the spell
die
then
on
ends.
this mountain.
Ooh.
I'm
I
actually
get
going to go ahead
advantage.
and use my inspiration here.
I got
think.
30.
Or so is this a check or a save?
It's a survival check.
Yeah.
Do
Okay, there.
do
Yeah,
I
I'm just going to go ahead and
get advantage?
hit that inspo.
Yes. At this level of the mountain, you get advantage.
Yeah, Ray has a 30. Jesus.
I got 30.
Nice.
Nice.
If we're doing a group check, I think we're okay.
17.
Nice. There we go.
La 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 la.
No, yeah, you're at the foot of the mountain. It's not exactly difficult to make your way up. Arkmon struggles a little bit at one point, but it's not like a struggle. It's more like Trips is
It's
having a hard
cold.
time. Trips is getting caught up in some of the gear, and so you take a brief second to like kind of get him out of it. But with everyone working together, you're able to get him untangled from his equipment. It's basically like he got distracted and ran in a circle, and then kind of got himself tied up a little bit. So you had to spend just a hot second getting him, uncombobulated. And you make your way to the first sort of resting point, where there's it's not an inn or anything along those lines. It's literally just sort of a box that you're able to sequester yourself in while you trance and wait for the evening to go by.
Oh, is it like the end of the day?
Yep.
Okay.
The nightfall happens kind of early on the mountain right now because of the eternal winter that has been creeping along the mountain, which is what Rose will describe, or Rose will mention, just like the breaks are frequent but necessary. Anybody know any good card games? Or they got a deck of cards and she'll do like a cool flourishy shuffle. She'll eyeball you, Darkness, and be like, I bet I could take all your money.
Yeah, you probably could.
He is a bit of a sucker.
I learned. Well, hey. I mean, yeah, a little bit, but not, dude. Not cool. Like I learned a little bit. Turns back to the girl. I learned a little bit of cards down at the docks, but like, the guards would never really teach me much. They said it was like bad for my upbringing or something. So like, if you know any cool card games, I'm like totally down to learn.
Yeah, she'll mention that she knows a handful of cool tricks. She doesn't know any like specialized games, but she does kind of like give you some of the most basic insight for how to count cards.
Yeah.
So like, it's not the easiest thing to do. You have to kind of practice it, but she explains sort of like the loose and fast behind whether like how one counts cards. Go ahead and roll me an intelligence check.
It's asking a lot.
I know how to do
God,
card
what
counting.
Jesus Christ. What is going on?
You need to switch your die.
At one point, you notice like that her cleavage is pouring out of her corset at this particular angle, and you just completely forget anything she fucking says.
Boobies.
I had the same problem in math class.
You're like hypnotized by the milky white, supple flesh. You're just like, I'm so sorry, that was rude.
What
yeah.
were you saying? Yeah, can we... we've been at this for 3 hours. Have you not paid attention at all?
Cast guidance on yourself. We're gonna focus now. Zwing.
Casting guidance on himself is just like throwing cold water on his face.
Yeah.
Helps make that drippy, smoky eye effect extra drippy and smoky eye.
Oh, God damn it.
I'm sorry, there's no room for you.
Like, how dare you?
I'm sorry.
Speaking of no room, it is a bit of a tight squeeze getting everybody into this particular spot. Thankfully, Tyke is small, but she passes a shrinky drink potion to Jackie.
Yes.
Do you take it?
Do I have to drink it now, or?
You don't have to, but she's gonna cheers you and she's gonna drink it.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
Tyke goes to half of her size and she then sits in Archmon's lap.
It's adorable.
Call me that one more time, motherfucker.
Except she's talking like a chipmunk.
Like high pitched. Yeah.
Motherfucker.
Yeah.
I'd probably try to find like a corner. Stuff
Yeah,
like
it's
that.
definitely like you're kind of just nervous for everybody right now because this is the first harsh night up the mountainside, and the first night can often be the hardest one.
I would like to create a bonfire. It takes up a 5-foot square.
Are you asking the party if they want to do that, or are you saying Rail would like to do this?
Scooch over. We're making fire.
I mean, does anyone object?
Are we not kind of in an inside place? Is bonfire a good idea?
So best bet you could put the bonfire outside, so that way it kind of adds a heat source near your. It's very much just like a hut. There's not really any room for an extra source of heat. You could craft one outside, so that you could still get some residual heat. It might go out, but like.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and do it outside. That way, at least the animals will be warm. Or are the animals inside with us?
They are close to the building and they're trying to be shielded, but they are outside. There's not enough room for them inside, along with everybody, with all of the non small things.
Can I mold earth to create like an igloo?
Yes, you can.
for the animals, and then I'll put the bonfire outside the tent to kind of just like radiate heat nearby.
Roll me a Constitution savings throw while you're outside trying to craft that, because it is pretty cold and bitey right now. It takes you a little while to craft it.
14.
All right, with a 14, you can feel the nip on your fingers, like as you're wrapping up, so you don't have to worry about incurring any sort of damage or negative condition. But you could kind of feel just how cold it got, like in your hands, and definitely on the tip of your nose. Like the tip of your nose is that like you almost can't feel it anymore.
Ooh.
When you come in from the cold, Red Rage is like, "Oh, here, let me help warm you." And she's like rubbing her hands together and then putting them on your cheeks, and her hands feel so warm, and they smell like the good kind of patchouli and vanilla.
Ooh. Rail is
You-
obviously melting,
Ah,
you need to be
both
careful. We
literally
can't
and
just-
figuratively.
I appreciate it, but we can't just go outside. Too cold. There's too many things out there.
I just wanted to make sure that everyone stayed warm, okay?
I understand, but it's not the place I knew. It's not.
Is this
Well, I-
unseasonably cold?
And we are starting to hit the cold season, but it shouldn't be anywhere close to this. It should be balmy by my standard, unpleasant by yours, but certainly not frostbite in seconds.
It's definitely got the unpleasant part down.
you mentioned
But-
that there was they're not entirely sure when it officially started. They're still trying to figure that out. But this eternal winter has been plaguing the mountain for 8 months.
I remember when I left, it was a colder start to spring than we were used to, but I certainly didn't expect it to turn out like this.
Did anything happen around the time you left? Anything unusual?
I mean, outside of me gaining magical powers, I kind of internal at that point. Never really noticed, to be honest with you.
Is there a chance
you're
that
magic from?
those things might be related?
I'd really rather not think they are, because that would mean this is my fault that it's happening.
How exactly did you gain magical powers? You said that you have a patron, but it didn't just happen out of the blue, right?
It did not happen out of the blue.
What?
We were...
Your patron had been talking to you long before you were cast
Yeah.
off of the mountain. You weren't very public about it.
Yeah. But I actually have a backstory of how I met my patron.
So this one time at band camp.
we were, as a party, we were at the hunting grounds. Back then it was lively, full of life and vigor. It was a nice place, but obviously needs must. You eat to survive. We lived in harmony with the flora and fauna that existed there. But one day when we were there, my group was ambushed by a group of harpies. I, in the moment, got dragged away by a voice I'd been hearing for a while, but one I'd never really acknowledged, I suppose. When I got dragged away, I got pulled into a cave on an inlet outside of the grounds, and my patron met me there. At the time, I thought she was some kind of nature goddess. I would later learn that the circumstances were a little different, but she she did grant me everything that she promised she would. That's how I kind of got my powers. However, the
But-
Ratner Goliaths have never been kind casters.
I mean, she didn't ask you for anything in return?
To be honest with you, everything about the meeting is blurry. I know what she wishes of me now, but back then I feel like I was unready to listen.
She doesn't want you to do anything bad, right?
Overthrow the god of death, put her in their place, something along those lines.
I'm
You
sorry,
mentioned
what?
that Rose will also say that literally at the same time as Rael. I'm sorry, what? But she sounds way more excited than Rael. Like Ray's like, what the fuck did you just say? And she's like, bitch, shut up. Really? Like, samesies. That's my patron.
Oh my
She's
god.
got like the thing with the stuff, and like she begins to explain to you in a way that makes sense to you, but to everybody else just sounds very alien and kind of horrific.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Dude,
That's
that is
exactly
so
it.
metal.
Huh. Well, that's...
Ease already. And I was scared of you at first. How?
Explains the spider thing.
Well, actually, like
wait,
she'll from under her hat she'll pull out like this fierce looking Black Widow that's like twice as large as usual. She looks absolutely terrifying, and she's like, now be very careful. She does not like men, but look how beautiful she is. Isn't she fabulous?
Since we're doing Sherry moments, I will absolutely pull out Jericho and Shidanji.
Beautiful.
Like-
And so you have like a bug sharing moment.
What the fuck is going on?
I'm
Dude,
the same
this is-
Warlock patron.
can
This
we
is great.
like rewind for a second? What are you talking about? Kill the god of death? That doesn't sound like something that you can just do, right?
I
Right?
didn't
I
say
look
shit. I believe I
like, I'm
explicitly
not
said
crazy, right?
overthrow.
Right. I was gonna say kill is a bit. You can't really kill the. I mean, you could kill the god of death, but that would involve destroying literally every single worshiper of them. Which that's no. What our patron's looking to do is they're looking to she who will not be named is pushing further into the material plane than she is supposed to be, in an effort to expand the Shadowfell. Our patron would like us to prevent them from doing that.
Oh.
Darkness is kind of sitting there a little slack-jawed. What's your... you said not named. Where does she, like... Your patron, where does she, like, reside?
Oh, remind me the name of our patron.
I got it somewhere. Hold on.
Thank you. It was you came up with it. It was complicated, and so I was like,
It is.
So their patron isn't unnamed. Their patron has a name. She's from the Feywild. She's part of the Unseelie Court.
Cool.
Where is... There it is.
Roll me a religion check to get an idea of what god they're referring to. It's particularly low DC. Just try and get a 5.
Well, good luck. Oh my god. Not happening. Wait, guidance. I cast it earlier.
So you have guidance on yourself, and then add a D4. So then it's gonna get you to 5 at best.
Yeah.
So you would
Oh
need
my
a 10 to get
God.
additional. So so you just needed to roll a 5 with guidance cast on you. You're like, oh, they're talking about Shar.
God damn it! This is long, and I don't remember where specifically I said the name.
Starts with a G. It's like GW something.
Gwendolyn,
This
Well,
one.
No,
name?
it
Games
is-
Workshop?
Gary.
who said Games Workshop? Get out of here.
My
But yeah.
favorite goddess.
So in this evening, we will bond
Gwendolyn Christie, that's her name.
your traveling compatriots will regale you with like who they're very open about it. They kind of, it's sort of like when you first meet somebody at a bar, you just sort of realize that you're kind of like clicking, in like a good friendship kind of a way, like common interests. You seem like good
Good
people. What's that?
Gedite.
Good date.
Good date.
G
Good eye, mate.
like saying-
GHETDIT.
Can you put that in our chat, Rue?
There you go.
Do any other questions, comments, or queries from anybody else before we close the night?
So, like,
My backstory is kind of long, but basically it just boils down to my god is like trying to stop this evil god of shadows from like, taking over and corrupting people. And my god's not really been able to like tell me, at least. I don't know if he even knows like who this evil god of shadows is. So I've been like really wondering, and I can't help but think that maybe your like death goddess Char might be the same person.
Sound pretty similar.
Yeah.
Would make sense.
I really wish there was any space in here, because like I really gotta talk to my dude.
I'll mention that there's a cave further up the mountain closer to where the base camp is that used to be used for cave fishing, but they closed it off a long time ago because weird and strange looking fish were coming from the chilling pool below.
this is
Rail
over at
will just-
Archons.
Look at Darkness and be like, you can just talk to him here. We don't mind. And just stare at you with a weird smile on her face.
I don't think that's.
No, I'm good. I'm good.
No, do it. It's fine.
Much I want to be here for that.
So like, when your mom's in the room and like your girlfriend or maybe boyfriend is like just sitting there, and you really want to have a conversation with her, but like you can't because your mother's sitting in the room. That's kind of what's going on here. I can't.
She'll be like, I totally know what you're talking about.
I don't.
Rail has
understand
no
that at
idea
all.
what
I'm
you're
gonna need a completely different.
Rail's never had a girlfriend before Red Rage, so she's just never had that experience before.
Dude.
She's like, yeah, you just go ahead and say what you need to say.
Red Rage will ramble on and be like, because you're I know who your dad is, and you know who my family is. Roll me a history check with advantage.
I kicked my father off the mountain.
No, that's not gonna
Does that
happen
count
tonight.
as awkward?
That's not gonna. Oh my god, why? Oh,
Yeah, no, you're like, yeah, no, I
Reload
like.
your dice.
dude, what is going
Dude,
on?
dude, you need a new skin of dice. Just
Roll
change your
me-
dice right now.
Jesus.
I need you to roll me a deception check while you try and convince Red Rage that yeah, I totally remember you and your family and your whole deal.
No.
No,
Yeah, you're about that convincing.
change your dice.
God.
Oh, going from a comedy to a tragedy real quick.
You're just so distracted by the titties. It's just not working for you.
He is
They be
sweating.
hypnotic.
Is it the way he fights every
movies.
day?
Not probably them titties. Now you're a man.
Now you're a man. Man.
Remember Ash. Think about Ash. Think about Ash.
Focus,
Think about
focus.
saving your girlfriend from your psychotic
Now you're
family,
a man.
even though her brain's probably already been eaten through her nose.
Ash and
But Ash
titties.
also really has great
Ash
hit.
and titties. Ash and titties.
I'm sorry.
He's like, think about Grandma. Oh no, Grandma
Can't
has
make
great
this
tits
shit up.
too.
Oh, they all got great tits. Son of a bitch.
That's the one downside to Mana having all of her characters being voluptuous is that they are all voluptuous.
I mean, also, literally, my
Damn.
family works for Saloon, the goddess of sex, so,
And
Yeah.
beauty.
Yeah.
You need soap
And
and,
dead ass.
water. Soap,
And
soap,
dead
and
ass.
water.
So
Bad goddess of Teddy's.
But in any case, Red Rage is a little bit saddened that you don't remember her, and she'll explain to Rail that sometimes when you have families like ours, and she gestures to Darkness, you're kind of like expected to go to these like parties where they like show you off to other like kingdoms or major cities to potentially, strengthen and embolden the bonds between the two of you, like the whole thing.
just a long groan from Darkness as he recalls every waking moment of agony that were those things.
Oh, is that a bad thing?
It is a bad thing. Well,
Oh, I've never been to a party that was bad.
if you ever be expected to be forced to marry somebody, you might feel differently.
Oh, we don't really do that where I'm from.
What kind of parties do you think you'd have in Dorwine?
Like festivals, just celebrating nature
Are
and
you
like
thinking
harvest.
like those kind of like hippy dippy, like people are
Yeah,
playing like tambourines and
wine.
scarf
Very-
dancing and
very
toys.
hippie, yeah.
There's a maypole somewhere.
Think like the Gravenstein Apple Fair,
Word.
like that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Yep. A lot of
There's
crunch
just
Not being
kids.
the apple
games
this
and
year.
dancing and food.
Red Rage is like, that sounds delightful. Maybe one day you can show me.
Well, I mean, they're not that great. I mean, you don't want to see that. It's boring. It's stupid. Forget I said anything. Anyways, so these parties, were you ever forced to marry someone?
I'm just gonna get real quiet and be like, let's change the subject to literally anything else.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's fine. Look at this. And she just like holds out her hand and does produce flame, which kind of like lights up the whole tent. But I also
a percentile dice as you cast magic.
And inside of a tent with
Wild
fire.
magic.
Suddenly,
This
Wait a
can
minute.
only go well.
this has happened before. Hold on.
just waiting
How
for the
is it?
fireball to detonate on us.
How is it
Yeah.
that I was raised on a mountain and somehow all you guys are more awkward than me? That's impressive.
I got a 20.
The flame you produce is blue.
Ooh. Fancy
So I also
poetry.
have control flame. Can I make the flame into the shape of like an owl bear, and have it just kind of dance around in my hand?
Performance check.
Performance?
Oh my god.
Sorry, your voice was like cut down as you said it.
Sorry.
12.
With a 12, you're able to get kind of the most simple of like left foot, right foot.
Back to
Now
the left.
everybody clap your hands. Clap, 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 clap. And you just sort of stuck in the clap animation for a little bit too long. But then like slide to the left. Slide to the right.
Can't
So he's able
crisscross. 12 doesn't let you crisscross.
No, he's not able to crisscross.
It wants to, but
It
You
glitches out.
successfully created an idle animation.
Crisscross. Crisscross.
Hooray, I didn't kill anybody.
Now freeze, freeze,
Yay.
freeze, 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 freeze. Ah, damn flame skipping again.
I was gonna say the sorcerer will also like do some like sparklies, just like little light ones. Nothing too scary. It's almost like glitter, but the glitter never touches anything. So
Ooh.
therefore the perfect kind of glitter,
There.
because it doesn't actually exist.
There is a
Evocation glitter.
small part of me that wants to like sacred flame, which makes like a spotlight on top of it.
Go for it.
Nah, I'm not gonna do
Well,
that because I don't
it
think
might
there's any
hurt
way for
me.
me to do that without hurting people.
Yeah.
So you guys all have kind of a delightful. It's close quarters, but it kind of feels like when you're camping in your 20s with like your best buds. But there's only like one fucking tent because somebody forgot the other one, and so everyone's just sort of piled into the space. You're making the best of it.
I mean, keep warm better.
Right? It's true. The like body heat of everybody kind of compact in this little wooden building is pretty delightful, and is the tone of the conversation gets a little bit more lighthearted and a little more goofy as everyone's like performing and doing all these tricks. Like people get a little bit more comfortable with each other. We won't worry about doing a watch cycle for the first night. Also because it's almost 10 o'clock. But I do want to see about what's going to happen tomorrow morning. And so since we are on your home turf, Urugaru, if you could roll me a percentile check.
For sure.
Not the Magic the Gathering app. Stop it.
58.
58, thank you. Nope, open. Ba 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 bum.
Ba ba ba.
Ba 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 ran.
No, you stop! That's a cannon. You gotta trust people to pick it up.
Oh man, Jackie had a bunch of cheese, so he's gonna crack a few off in his sleep tonight. I'm sorry.
no.
Everyone roll Constitution.
This is an
saving
enclosed
throw.
space,
In the
Jackie.
early morning hours. So we're talking it should be light outside, like the dawn's early light kind of vibe, but it is dark as pitch. It's just one of those soggy, weepy mornings where there's no illumination in the sky to speak of. You hear howling in the distance, like one of those big ooh.
Werewolves, London. Sorry.
And you seems concerned.
Hmm.
Like he's like whimpering and he's pawing at you and he's like bark, 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 but like he's like, come on, we gotta go, 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 we gotta go. He's doing that like aggressive dog, not aggressive. He's doing that like worried dog pacing where he's like and whimpering to be like, hey, we need to go.
I'll do speak with animals and be like, dude, what's up? What's going on?
Somebody needs help. We gotta go help them.
They need help? Oh God. Okay. Yeah, let's go. Fuck. Uru.
Yeah.
You says that someone needs help. They're crying for help. Can we hightail it? Get up there quickly.
Did someone like?
Roll me a nature check or survival check. Excuse me. Either or, whichever you'd rather.
Did someone like fall into a well or something? What's going on?
I don't know.
19.
With the 19, there's a storm coming. So if you're quick about it, you might be able to get there successfully, but
Air's too cold. Something's happening. There's a storm brewing out there. If we're gonna do this, we have to be quick and effective. Do you know where this thing is?
Can you take me to the person that needs help?
he does that thing where like he bolts off until he like can't really see you anymore, and then he'll like kind of like run back halfway and bark, and then like keep like he's like ready to take off. He's like, follow me.
Okay. Yeah.
Cute.
We know exactly where to go.
We gotta move quick.
I'm gonna
Right.
go ahead and wild shape into a wolf also,
Ooh,
so I can keep up with you.
perfect. Okay.
No. What did I say? Hold on. Time out. It's rule number 1 of being on the mountain.
Ray, so you is moving faster than the party can move. So if you wanted to be in wolf shape to go as fast as you wants to go, that is up to you.
We can't pull the sled without you, can we?
Correct. But you wouldn't want to pull the sled in this instance. Well, I mean, you might not want to. It would take time for you to get everything rigged up.
Well, we can't just leave it here, right?
Tyke's willing to wait here, just like to keep an eye out on the things to make sure that these two don't run off with theirs, because the two casters aren't interested in going off with you. And so Tyke's like, I'll stay here and I'll keep an eye out on him.
Oh, okay. In that case, if we can come back,
with
then
rage.
yeah.
I mean, you
I'll,
imagine like it is a shelter point, and so with the storm coming in.
I do want to be in wolf form for this.
Okay. All right, and we will pick up tomorrow with an impending snow
It's
flurry.
Sorry,
and
Uru.
see what all the howling is about.
it's like I didn't have a conversation with everybody and go over the rules of the mountain. Guys, buddy system.
Literally day
It was
one.
the first one.
One
What?
last
Rail is use buddy, and then I'll be yours. It's
One
fine.
last-
No, that's not how it works. If this thing gets
You
thick
just
enough,
said
we're not
buddy
gonna be able to
system
see
now.
anybody. The buddy system is we're all each other's buddies.
one
as long as
last
we beat
final
the storm,
order
we'll
of
be fine.
business. One final order of business. If I can get a knowledge, or if I can get a knowledge nature check from Jackie, Rail, and Uru.
Nature from Jackie.
17.
That's about right.
Oh my god.
I'm a city fucker. Like I don't.
Yeah.
18.
Wow.
Rail, you notice out of the corner of your eyes, in a small evergreen, what looks like a very small humanoid figure with a kind of, it looks like it's got a mask on with these two pitch dark eyes that are kind of they're different sizes from one another and kind of offset. And when they sort of like twist their head slowly from side to side as they look at you as you're sort of quickly bounding, following you behind, it like trails and watches you, and then as you are unable to continue staring at it, the second it's out of your vision and you kind of like take a quick look back, you notice that it's gone.
17, I didn't see Majora there?
Nope.
Okay.
My
was-
goodness. All
It
right.
was more like the little white spirits from Mononoke.
Fair. You said that description though, and I was like, oh, that's just Majora from Majora's Mask.
No.
It's gonna
Close.
drop the
No.
moon on us.
Interesting. Okay. Cool.
All right, and
I'm
we
excited.
will call it there because it is 10 o'clock
Yeah.
and my booty hurts and I gotta go sleep because
Okay.
daylight savings is booty.
Yes,
It is. It's stupid.
Really,
Yeah.
really is.
Boo, Ben Franklin.
Was
Fucking
it?
asshole.
Was it Ben Franklin?
I have
Yes.
no idea.
Well, we succeeded on having food.
I learned
So-
that from Powerpuff Girls.
That's a win for
Yeah.
Jackie.
Proud of you.
Ash and
Thank you.
Ash.
George Hudson. Wow. Daylight savings time's only like 100 years old.
Yeah, let's not do
Stupid.
it anymore.
That's crazy.
Okay, I'm not gonna say stupid. Because I will say daylight savings time made sense 100 years ago.
Yeah, no, it's definitely stupid. You can say that. We all agree.
When farmers didn't have the technology we had nowadays, they needed literally every second of daylight to be able to till their crops and stuff like that. It's stupid now.
Why
So,
you gotta fuck with our clocks to do it then?
according to Wikipedia, Craig, you're gonna love this. The guy who invented it came up with it because he had a shift work job and he wanted extra time in the evenings to collect insects.
Hey, not stupid. Not stupid. I completely get it.
I think it's stupid.
No, completely get it.
No.
Honey.
Need
Totally
more
justifiable.
insect time.
Fucking bug catcher Timmy over here
I
is
respect
trying to
it.
fucking
I
get
respect
his
the grind.
bug catcher on. And so I gotta get up early.
How legitimate is this? Because anyone can edit a Wikipedia page.
True.
This is true. This is true.
Craig wrote it.
Yeah, it was
Craig,
I know.
invented by John Daylight Savings.
Yeah, no. Modern daylight savings time was first proposed in 1985 by George Hudson, an entomologist in New Zealand who wanted to use the extra daylight to collect insects.
Yep.
In New Zealand? Keep it in,
In New
fucking New
Zealand.
Zealand then.
Yeah. That's fucking contaminated us. You know the great part?
Eh.
New Zealand doesn't even use it anymore.
They were
No.
like, this
No.
is dumb.
So was
Yeah,
the
they were
farming
like,
thing
well-
just a lie?
Yeah. Well,
No,
he
it was
made that
it
up?
was a reason that they used to keep it in place.
Yeah.
I knew it wasn't the reason it happened, but like I know like a big thing was in the province of Saskatchewan, which no longer has daylight savings time. they looked to repeal it in 1917, and the farmers had said, like, we need the extra hour of daylight, or we will have difficulty creating the amount of crops we need in order to sell and feed our families.
They're selling their families.
Yeah,
Yep.
obviously.
Yes.
I mean,
How else do you
And
make
they need
money?
an extra hour of daylight to do it.
what do you
Yes.
think dowries are?
Yes, I left that participle hanging, but you knew damn well what I meant, and you guys are all rude.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're only just a literature major.
That would be the most literal thing you could do.
Nah.
You are
Alright.
technically
Ray,
correct.
if I ever see you erase anything on a sketch, I'm never letting you hear the end of it.
Alright, nerds. GG's. Have a good rest of your night.
Bye.
GG's. Thanks for another awesome game, Mana.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
It was fun.
Yeah.
I am almost ready to hop off. I've been scanning magic cards for the last couple years now. Ugh,
My boss is on a metric kick right now.
metric? Oh, like
Yeah.
the band?
The band Metric.
Oh,
So like every day I come into work, he is playing Metric. And I love Metric, but now it's just all I hear every day.
I love metric too, but yeah, there's definitely a limit to that love.
Like, there's only so much Gold Guns Girls I can listen to. It's a great song. It is. Like, All Comes Crashing, great song. Give Me Sympathy, great. They're all great songs, but like, man, only so many times you can hear.
Anything after a certain point, any song played enough times in a retail environment becomes the equivalent to Mariah Carey.
No,
Dude,
that's not true.
True.
That's not true. No,
Yes,
no,
it
it's
is.
not even
Yes, it
close
is.
to Mariah Carey.
Yes, it is.
Don't even.
I had a like an
We all become
unlocked
Mariah in the
memory.
end.
Remember when we were rediscovering fucking The Strokes a couple weeks ago?
Yes.
Yeah.
Have I been listening to them almost nonstop since? Yes.
Yes, also same. I realized that I have a really hard time listening to the song You Only Live Once because it was my ringtone for like a good year and a half
Ooh.
when I was like 17, 18 years old because I loved that song. But
It is
now
very
every time I hear that song, I get like that little moment of panic when your phone starts ringing. And I can't fucking listen to it anymore. It's kind of
Yeah.
sad.
You're always right.
The ultimate mistake is setting your favorite song as your wake up alarm.
Yeah.
Mine
Yeah.
is just Mark Reblett's Your New Morning Alarm.
I just
I
use
just-
whatever the generic.
I
thing
just
is
wake
on my
up to
phone.
get the fuck out of bed, bitch, go.
There you go.
Mine's pretty niche. It's actually, if you remember Groundhog Day, it's what was playing in the radio on Groundhog Day for Bill
Yep.
Murray every morning.
Wait,
That's
really?
No.
Oh,
That-
I
you
was like,
should
I
totally do that though.
I know. I'm like, I don't think that's what your alarm is, but maybe I don't know because I sleep through your alarm more often than not, actually. Ugh.
No, but I love that you were just willing to take that at face value.
I mean,
am.
that's a genius alarm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fuck. What is that song again?
If I remember right, it was actually just like a talk radio broadcast, and then it launched into something.
It was
I need to
definitely a
rewatch
song.
Groundhog
I know.
Day.
I need to figure this out now. It's gonna bother me.
That's my morning alarm.
All right, y'all. I'm gonna head out. Have a good night.
Have a good night.
Bye.
I should probably hop off before too long too. Sorry to launch into the heavy duty RP right off the bat, Tappy, but it was fun.
Yeah, no, it's yeah, definitely.